I now give the floor to the distinguished permanent representative of Sri Lanka.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, for giving me the floor. Mr. Chair, an academic writing to the International Criminal Law Review seeks to present the idea that what we have come to call crimes against humanity are in fact also uniquely and shockingly human. They are not situated outside humanity. They are the product of certain distinctive features of the human species. It is hence suggested that crimes against humanity could accurately be called crimes of humanity if humanity is understood as a descriptive term capturing what distinguishes human beings from other beings. However, recognizing the uniquely human origins of crimes against humanity is deeply upsetting, as it frequently will constitute a painful reminder of our inability or even unwillingness to prevent mass atrocity. We therefore need to grapple, Mr. Chairman, with this troubling feeling of cognitive dissonance in the international legal community as part of the reason why the notion of crimes against humanity, which automatically masks the potential complexity of humanity in mass atrocity, has been endorsed with much more enthusiasm. Mr. Chairman, draft Article 1 establishes the scope of the present text by indicating that they apply both to the prevention and to the punishment of crimes against humanity. Prevention of crimes against humanity is focused on precluding the commission of such offences, whilst punishment of crimes against humanity in the draft is focused on criminal proceedings against persons after such crimes have occurred or even when they are in the process of being committed. The present draft article, of course, solely on the crimes of humanity, which are grave crimes which wherever they occur. So the present draft articles does not again, of course, address other grave international crimes, such as genocide, war crimes, or the crimes of aggression. The present draft articles solely on crimes which are gravely international crimes wherever they occur. We do not, however, appreciate that while the ILC may not directly address these crimes, it does contribute to the development of international law by addressing topics such as state responsibility, treaty law, and the protection of human rights during armed conflict. We might recall that two separate efforts are currently underway to strengthen international cooperation in ensuring international prosecution. Firstly, a multi-year, project of International Law Commission to draft articles for a future convention on the prevention and punishment of crimes against humanity, comparable to the existing Genocide Convention and Convention Against Torture. And secondly, an episodic state-led initiative to draft a mutual legal assistance treaty for the most serious international crimes. Mr. Chairman, a key issue in establishing state obligations to prosecute international crimes involves the choice of a definition that is appropriate to the obligations that are being imposed. The notion of crimes against humanity has a long history, but its definition has evolved over the years. The definition negotiated for the Rome Statute, which created the ICC, and International Tribunal with a limited capacity to prosecute and adjudicate, may not, unfortunately, provide the right definition for an obligatory system of consistent national prosecution. We believe that the ILC should give this aspect serious consideration. My delegation also would, however, urge this Assembly that we need to give some thought to the process of attributing conduct which labels someone, I said this even on the last occasion, hostis generis humanis, meaning enemies of humanity. Why do I say that? I say that for the reason that this classification rises from the substantive character of the evils the criminal inflicts. The expression hostis is substantive and not jurisdictional, says the academics. Therefore, it gives rise to ambiguity. The first ambiguity that we identify is whether the expression is substantive or jurisdictional as a concept. The academics seem to suggest that the word enemy is not a legal expression. We know that the word crime is a legal expression. The third possibility, of course, it is said that the word hostis is to be treated as neither adversary nor criminal, and therefore is not entitled to the rights of belligerents or criminal defendants. Now, that's not a very salutary situation. What then are they entitled to? Punishment or extermination? We are warned that any existing political group that claims to speak in the name of humanity would be acting in a manner repugnant to all tenets of law by denying its enemies the quality of being human. We must take the warning to heart, and academia is of the view that in the final analysis, we are getting closer towards what Cicero meant, a universal or cosmopolitan society. Mr. Chairman, the enemy of all humanity is a person who assaults our very humanity with tyrannical and cruel conduct. That is worth calling him to account. Universal jurisdiction, therefore, does not rest on the hostage's location outside of the territorial jurisdiction of states. Establishing such a jurisdiction, therefore, is what we are engaged in today, is one in which we simultaneously establish a practice of accountability and create norms against radical evil to which anyone, including heads of state, may be held to account. It is a call to the enemy of all humanity to account before humane law using fair procedures, to reclaim him for humanity, and to affirm humanity in the teeth of extreme evil. Mr. Chairman, efforts we have begun today to focus our resources on polishing humanity's self-image from the stain of atrocity as quickly as possible, I say, is an urgent one. I thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you for the statement, Mohan. I now give the floor to the distinguished representative of Morocco.